Here we go. Episode 29, the second to last episode of the 30 Things Challenge that I have to do. So that's kind of exciting, actually. Today's topic is a good one for me, and it's what do you think that people misunderstand the most about you? I like this one because it allows me to go a little bit deeper into a topic that I sort of touched on very, very briefly in one of my other videos, which is my sexuality. I think that's something that people misunderstand a lot about me. No matter how much I explain it, I don't think anybody's really been able to completely follow what I mean when I say I'm bigendered. I didn't do a very good job of explaining what this was before. I rewatched that video and I was like, ooh, that's not what I really mean at all. What I mean when I say bigender is it means that I'm not transgender, which would mean that I'm in the process of going from being a girl to being a boy physically, which is not what I'm talking about at all. What I'm talking about is more of a mental state, which is to say both. That in my head, I have a part of me that's male and a part of me that's female. The stronger part for me is definitely my male part, the male part of my brain. Um, I really do live my life seeing through the eyes of a boy, which has caused problems for me because it makes it difficult for me to get along with other girls, to be honest, because I don't feel like I'm like them exactly. I mean, I do have female in me, but it's more like a 70-30 split. I do have 30% of me that I would say is probably very female, very girl-like, not girly necessarily, maybe a little girly. But the other part of me is definitely male. And not only is it male, but the part of me that's male is gay. If I was a boy, I would be gay. And I would totally be happy with that. I have no qualms about that at all. And then again, that comes back to like, well, if you feel like a gay boy in your head for 70% of your mind, isn't that basically the same as being a girl? No, it's not at all. It's totally different. Because if you're a gay boy, you're still a boy. You just like other boys. I mostly feel like a gay boy who likes other boys. So on the outside, it all works out okay because it means that I look like a girl and I'm attracted to boys. So that makes me a straight girl. No, it's different. And that only matters because it explains a lot of the quirks about my personality that otherwise wouldn't really make sense. For example, I hang out with only boys all of the time. I have a couple of girl friends, but they're nobody that I would want to be my mate. And that's the difference. I have a lot of girl associates, but my mates are guys. And it's because I just don't feel comfortable with girls because I don't completely understand what that's about and it makes me uncomfortable. It's probably the reason why a lot of boys don't hang out with girls or vice versa, is there's just something awkward there. Um, which I can totally understand. Being a bigendered girl really is part of the reason why I probably would consider myself a bit of a fag hag. And the more I think about it, I wonder if this isn't true of a lot of girls who are that way. But I know for sure that that's true of me. I think that the reason why I sort of, I guess, lust after, or whatever you want to call it, um, gay boys is because I want to be them. One of my best mates is a gay boy. And I think that I sort of like to live a little bit vicariously through him, through the stories that he tells about him and his relationships and the way that he lives and all of that sort of thing because it's something that I'll never be able to really have, but I'd like to have. But I can't because I'm a girl. And so even though in my head I'm a guy, nobody else sees me that way. even if they'll say like you're really like a dude or whatever, which makes me happy. When I was a little kid, it used to make me so upset when people would say, because I had short hair usually, are you a boy or a girl? That really bothered me. And the 30% female part of me was really hurt by that because no girl wants to hear that she looks like a boy. Never. I think it's much more insulting than for a person to say that a guy kind of looks like a girl or you're really androgynous as a guy. Because being attractive is being attractive, and to say that a man looks like a woman is probably meaning in an attractive way. But for a person to say that a girl looks like a boy, that's very insulting because it's not usually considered, at least by today's standards in America, that it's not considered attractive for a woman to be very masculine looking. So I think that was very insulting for me as a little kid, and I really don't particularly look like a boy. I can, but I don't, pretty much. So yeah, but now that I'm 18 and I'm much more mature and I know what's going on up there, I can safely say that that doesn't really bother me anymore. It's sort of a compliment, I think, for people. Like one of my mates will say, like, "Dude, I forgot you were a chick," or like, "I forget you're a chick sometimes," or like, "Oh, my bad, I forgot, you're a chick." That doesn't bother me. It doesn't surprise me either because the longer you hang out with me, the more boyish I probably seem. I mean, I joke with my mates about the girls and like we'll all commiserate together about like how awful one of their girlfriends was or like a bad breakup or something like that. And whenever the girls do that, I feel for bad for their ex-boyfriend more than for them usually, unless it was something he did that was really awful, which it isn't ever. I've never run across a girl who had a legitimately horrible ex-boyfriend, and usually I like the ex-boyfriend more than I like them. So I don't know. I can totally see things like that from a guy's point of view much more than for a girl's. I feel bad for straight guys who have to put up with really like girls. I do. I feel bad. And I'm sure a psychologist would tell me that I have a complex and that I have low self-esteem and that's why I have things against girls and I'm really having things against myself and that's not true. I have nothing against myself. Well, I mean, everybody's got their own issues, but that's not one of them. The reason why I don't get along with girls has nothing to do with the fact that I have problems with myself. The only problem that I have with myself is that I feel horribly unlucky to have been born a girl. But that's it. I mean, and I don't even feel that way to the point where I would have wanted to be transgender anyway, because to be honest, that's a lot of work, and I'm too lazy, and I'm really, really short, and I wouldn't want to be a 5'2" guy, so I don't know. And I have really big boobs, so it would be really hard to hide that, I think. I don't know. Maybe a binder would work. That'd be kind of interesting, but I doubt it. And also, if I was a guy, I probably would be kind of fat because I just don't know where else the weight from my breasts would go. I don't know, that part confuses me. And as I said, I that's a lot of energy that I'm just not willing to put into it, especially not since I already have my life established this way and it's kind of too late in my life to turn it around and just be like, "Oh, I'm a guy now." So, yeah, 70% boy, 30% girl up in my brain. And that is a very real thing. And I am really, really curious to know if that's true of a lot of fag hags. I wonder if that's where that comes from. A desire to be them, not be with them. Although, if I was them, I would be with them. I'd probably, actually, if I was a gay boy, I probably would be dating my best mate. That's really sad. Anyway, no, seriously though, I'm really happy with what I have in my life right now, but that is definitely something that is very misunderstood about me, no matter how long I explain it. I could explain it till I'm blue in the face, and people would still say, straight chick, whatever. She's just a fag hag. But yeah, so that's what people misunderstand most about me, and yes, so okay, that's the end of this episode, and until I see you next time for the last installment, I love you, and goodbye.